Hello, welcome to Ghost Pepper Lollipop, where the takes are spicy, the host is sweet. We gauge multiple things can be true at the same time, and often are. I hope y'all are well this week. It's been another crappy week. Yeah, yeah. Just a reminder, ice melts democracy, and our democracy is melting under ice. Yeah, yeah. All right, so that being said, I have to do another Why I Left the Left. Why I had to become an intersectional feminist secular humanist lollipop. Y'all keep showing your whole asses. Like, y'all are supposed to be the good ones. You're supposed to be on our side. You're supposed to be out here being the ones that show, hey, we're trustworthy. You're the ones that are supposed to be making it so that I never have to say NAM. And yet, and yeah, we got some out here acting a damn fool. Like, what even the hell are some of y'all thinking? Do you know that the words that come out of your mouth mean things? I swear to mercy. So we're going to talk about one such creature today. Well, we're going to let him talk. He really is in love with himself. So we're going to hear some of the things that he says in his full love of himself. I really don't think it's just a summer thing. I think he really is. We're going to let him show his whole ass and shake it and see if y'all are as in love with him as he is with himself. Or if y'all are gonna like show some sense and go snatch his damn man card, which should be done. Also, ladies, this is one that needs to be lonely. Yes, no, cereal. This is one that needs to be lonely. He actually, I said he's in love with himself. No, it's a very superficial, shallow thing because it actually probably hates himself deeply. And so he throws out the superficial, shallow, I'm so hot, na 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 stuff in order to make you believe that there's something of merit or substance beneath that. I need y'all to be really, really cautious of that. Huge red flags. And when the flag is red, leave them unread. Just don't even open the DM. And hey, just don't even engage them. Y'all could stop propping up this kind of man any day. And when you do, I'll be able to stop talking about him. It'll be so good for all involved. It's gonna be a wonderful day when y'all stop propping up men like this. I will be so happy. Holy, you don't even know. I'm gonna be so happy that day. I might even throw pom-poms just because. All right, let's check out this nonsense that's we're covering this week. Goodness gravy. Y'all just can't even help yourselves. I don't even know. Is it like carryover from naked baby time where you were allowed to go run around the house naked? You're just like, I'm never giving that up. I'm gonna go walk into the room and pull my pants down and shake my ass because I'm allowed to. In just any room? I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't know what y'all's reasons and methodologies are. I have to guess here. Y'all are just out here acting a damn fool. I gotta guess at the why.
And so here, I'm not trying to tell you that it's not harmful because it is harmful. But what I am trying to say is that I'm going to let him have it.
I think you sanded off all of your real thoughts that you've gotten from observing the world around you to fit the consensus of the populace. So I can live in.
To be fair, that's the wokest reason not to believe in the moon landing. Like, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's like kind of woke, then we're gonna. I'm a, listen. I'm enabling bad behaviors. I've talked about this before. I'm enabling bad behaviors. That's a bad behavior that I'm enabling. I know I am, but you can't debate everything. That's the thing, is that sometimes you just gotta go, well, it's a good message, and you gotta ignore it. The moon landing was a huge propaganda project, real or not? Exactly. If you are hot, you get one extra conspiracy theory. No, I think if you're hot, no, I actually don't agree. I think that if you're hot, you have an obligation to like the sciences and to reading and to like doing the right thing. I think that like being an evil person is something only ugly people get to do because like the world traumatized them, so they get to traumatize the world back. That's like how I see it. Is that like they no hot people don't get the excuse. Like you don't get to run around saying shit like hurt people. Like you were never hurt, bro. Like, and I don't like when hot people do the thing that's like also like hot people thing that I like hate when hot people do it is when hot people like complain about being conventionally attractive, and then they're like barely conventionally attractive. That's one thing that hot people will trigger the fuck out of me. It's like, you're just skinny. Is that there is a difference between being hot and being skinny, and hot people that, or skinny people that think they're hot and they're not hot, they're just skinny. That pisses me off, is because it really does make it harder for the rest of us, like really hot people. You know what I mean?
Well, those were words. Those were a lot of words strung together, tossed around in salad format. I don't think there was a vegetable word among them. Nothing that you could really sink your teeth into. That was a lot of misogynist crap mixed with like some really superficial, shallow bullshit that shows you have zero depth to you. This character calls himself Jason D100, and one of his chatters thinks it's funny to call him Jason D Enabler because he's enabling bad behavior. It's fine if he says it's okay. It's fine to have bad behavior and not fix a bunch of these problems because sometimes you just gotta let the bad thing go through. Because it's kind of funny to me. It only gets worse from here. It only gets worse from here. And these are the guys that are supposed to be the best. The best man is an average woman. And this is a below average woman. Like, wait, no. Women are not this shallow. I know y'all like to believe that the vast majority are, but goodness gravy. This is all y'all. All y'all. Somebody, the wallet just splayed open. Just snatch it out of there. For fuck's sake. Why do you let men like this carry man cards, but decent men you go schnick and take it away? These things make no sense to me. Men, this is the man you want to be modeling? This is the one. You're proud of this one. This is your bestest? Oh, y'all got problems if this is your bestest. Holy.
Never been married, but like, you get the idea.
Y'all haven't fallen asleep. That's what I'm saying. I have fallen asleep, and I've woken up to smoke before. Is that like, chatters? Listen. Broth is the only thing that I'm like that about. Is that broth is the only thing I'm like that about. I've become better about like the beef roast. The beef roast low key slept on. So cooking a beef roast low key slept on. But you know what's even more slept on? Just dating somebody that can cook. Listen, I'm not trying to say I date people because that's how I get fed, but
Where he messed up there was forgetting that anything before the butt was negated. So he does date just so that he can eat or get sex or whatever, because he's telling you right now he's transactional. He's telling you right now that he's looking for what he can get. It's a transactional thing. It really doesn't have anything to do with connection. He's also telling you that he will weaponize incompetence by falling asleep with the broth, and that's the only thing he's like that with. He's telling you he will weaponize incompetence and expect you to do all of those things because he just can't help it. With broth, he just falls asleep. It's not his fault. The misogyny is just thick. It's so thick. Holy, is it thick.
If I met a 40-year-old guy and he's like, I've never been married, I'd be like, not even once, man? You had like 22 years to kind of get it, to take a flyer on it. You just decided not. Now, yeah, but this is Twitch chat, so I don't take offense to it. I'm talking about like in the real world. Like, if you're 40.
no, but like he's right. He's right. But here's the thing: is I'll add to this. I think it's different for women and men. Is that this is performative Jason coming out here. I think when men are unmarried at 40, it means they're a bad person. I think when women are unmarried at like 40, and I mean like never married, specifically never married. I think when women are never married at 40, there's some trauma low key in there that's like preventing things from happening. It's for men, it's because they're a bad person. For women, it's there's trauma, and so I do think that it's a man thing, like to not be like if you've never been married by 40,
It's because we prefer the bear. It's because we know that y'all are worthless for the most part, and you're proving it. It's because it's not women that want the white picket fence and 2.5 children. It's y'all. It's not the women that are submissive and breedable and always looking for somebody to love and have to take care of them. It's y'all. It's y'all are the ones that need women. Women don't need you. So this delusion, this is what you tell yourself to feel better about the fact we don't need you. And mostly we don't want y'all anymore. And this is why. Y'all showing up like this and proving every freaking day, every week, every other month why we choose the bear instinctively over you.
I'm judging you. Like you never even like got like eloped. Like you never had like a Vegas like goof gaff. Like what's going on here?
Yeah, I'm not saying it makes you a bad person. You're
Yeah, getting married and then having the man trade you in for a newer model or anything else, you'll probably judge people for that too, just because men like you will do that sort of thing because you're transactional and you don't actually care about connection or women. You care about what you can get because you're weak and you're small and you need validation externally because you do not know how to parent yourself or manage your own emotions, and you expect a woman to do it for you. And rather than do that really hard work on your own and learn to do that, you would rather go through life expecting somebody else to validate you. That will lead to unearned privilege, which will lead to you, well, always being a horrible person, most likely, unless you decide to unpack that shit. But it could lead you to, going psychotic and melting in your own brain juices, having a Jesus complex, going to prison for DV. The list of ways that can hurt y'all is long, and y'all really aren't very often looking at that list. You really should look at that list more often, especially you womanizers. Ooh, you should look at the stats on y'all, well, on your outcomes. Might make you rethink how you behave now. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything. I ain't giving you the stats. If you want to fix you, go do it, boo.
if you're 40, you've never accidentally gotten in like a common law marriage or taken the plunge and
See,
gotten
like XQC in that way is the common man to me. Is that what happened to XQC has happened to so many people? Like it is the most normal guy thing to happen. Like he's beyond normal. He's like Lego Man, Lego movie normal. Like that is like XQC has the normal white experience. And it is the funniest thing to me is that like that's why like when people like make fun of the XQC for like XYZ reasons, I get kind of like I realize that they are like liberal.
Funny you uplifting this normal white experience. It's very strange, especially considering what's coming, and very strange. Very strange. Note this for later. Just note this moment. I think you might want to note this moment.
Elite, if that makes sense, is that every single guy that I grew up with became like a version of XQC. He's in Quebec. People don't get married there. No, but he got common law married. If you don't know, is that he got like so the XQC lore is that he basically dated like this girl named Adapt for like what like 10 years or whatever it was. And then when they broke up, she sued him saying that they were like common law married because they lived in Texas, and Texas has common law marriage where if you like live with somebody long enough and you share enough like housing, income, rent, whatever it is, that you're basically married. And like you get to divorce. Like you get to get half in the divorce if that happens. And that happened to XQC. But the thing about it is, to me, that is the most normal thing that can happen to you. Like he is so normal for that. Like that.
What even the fuck do you mean that's the most normal thing? What in purity culture hell do you live in? Are you a southern? I swear to mercy, y'all really just want to trap people. Y'all just really want to trap women. Y'all are like, we're gonna live together as roommates so that you can fucking be common law married. Hey, women, I need you to watch for that. don't be roommates with men. This one has nefarious reasons. I red flag on nefarious reasons for roommating. Flag on the play. Flag that one, please. Editing Ghost Pepper. Flag that shit. That's gross. Maybe puke on his head or something. You know what to do.
That is, he is the common man. XQC is racking up white man achievement. He's a true gamer. No, exactly.
What is this freaking normalizing the white man experience? Like, what even the hell? I thought you were a leftist, my dude. Like, but even the hell? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? We're supposed to be undefaulting them. You are not supposed to make them default. Cishet white men are not the default. Why are you defaulting them? What even the fuck is wrong with you? What even the fuck? Holy. Cousin, I need you to simmer down a lot.
Exactly. Is that is the a white man thing. Like, that is some of my white friends from high school have that happen to them. Like, it is so common.
I'm just hearing like white man puke shit. Please say different things.
Having to actually, the point is that like it's just one of those. It's so like, if you like, you couldn't even find somebody that was like down to live with you for like a year. Like, you might be unlovable. Like, you know, those like friends that do the thing where there's like,
my dude, you are unlovable and unfuckable with this mindset. And you need to be unlovable and unfuckable so long as you have this mindset. And I know you're going, I get fucked plenty of it because I'm hot. My dude, holy. How gross do you plan to get in the time that we're sharing together? Is this gonna get like, am I gonna like need to pull out worse than shit emojis for your face? Like, what's gonna, holy, we should all be frightened. This man is on the misogyny tour bus to fucking, I don't know, where does the misogyny tour bus land? Is it up to Sky Daddy's ass or on his dick? I'm not sure. Did they ride his dick or I don't. I mean, they're all brides of Christ, so I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. Am I mixing up metaphors with men and the patriarchy and the Sky Daddy guy? Am I mushing them together too much? I feel like they kind of all like to get wiggly together, so sometimes I do mish them, but is that too much mishing? I don't know. I feel like it might be the right amount of mishing.
3 a.m. and they're talking about like, I think I can't find love. Like, sometimes you got to tell them, like, true king, like, maybe you shouldn't.
Married.
You shouldn't. Like, true king, you shouldn't. Like, you shouldn't. Please leave women alone. Please. Just, please, as a favor. Just, it's you in your hand forever and ever. Okay. Glad we agree.
Yourself, you stack that up against a 40-year-old divorced guy. I'm like, I feel like I'd rather get a beer with the divorced guy because something's not right.
First of all, you do until you find out they're like a predator. Is that he's right? Is that the 40-year-old divorced guy is really like fun and nice and stuff like that? They'd be firing at the hip. They're firing at the hip. This is something I learned about like cheaters and divorced men. Is that's why I always like kind of make fun of guys that are like scared to ask people out, is because those cheaters and divorced men are firing at the hip. Dude, it doesn't matter. You can't, that's the reason why you can't bring them around women, is that like they literally will ask every single girl that they meet out. And then when you ask them why they do that, they're like, I'm divorced. They're like, nobody fucking wants me. If I don't do it like this, I'm not gonna find anybody. And you're like, you know what? Kind of true, goat. Kind of true. Maybe you're onto something.
What even the fuck is wrong with you? You absolute misogynist little shitwit. You are out here going, no, yeah, if you can't, I like that. I was gonna do that after my divorce. That sounds like a good idea. Let's all be womanizers together. This is a plan. This is why we choose the bear. Jason, honey, you're why we choose the bear. The bear is better than you and cuter by a lot. Like by a lot. Like big margins of cuter than you. Oh, I know. You was in so much love with what you look like. You should probably focus some of that love into your actual personality and self and make yourself a little more likable and actually lovable. Because women aren't falling for the pretty face thing as the only thing. See, y'all are the shallow ones, not women. And you won't make a connection. You may find somebody that's willing to, rub a tree to settle an urge, but you will not find connection. And women are smarter than you think. And nobody is just going to take this, and nobody is going to be with you, and you will always be a shallow little shit unless you turn some of that superficial bullshit inward into something more substantial. Because right now, you are building a structure of paper straws as your personality, and somebody's either going to kick one real hard or set fire to it, because you're kind of an asshole. You're a lot of an asshole. You're a misogynist asshole. Yeah, I said what I said. I'm not sorry. I know you're not sorry either. It's a whole thing. We'll be not sorry together. Fun how that works.
With the other guy is like Dexter or something, or the ice cream truck killers. Like something's it just. At least with the 40-year-old divorced guy.
I actually don't believe the most important love is self-love. My hot take is self-love isn't that important.
Oh dear gravy babies of mercy. Now, see, this little shitwit hates himself so much, he's going to tell y'all why y'all need to hate yourselves. Oh my gravy. Oh my gravy. I was right a moment before. He does need to look inward. He needs to figure this out. He hates himself. He likes how he looks, but he hates the rest of himself. That's why he's unlikable. Dude, you don't have to be unlikable. You can do the work on your personality, unpack this misogyny, unpack why you're a dick, and just choose to not be a dick. It's hard work, and you have to build habits, and you have to continue with it and keep with it even when it's hard. You can do it though. I promise you, you can do it. You can. You got this. Make good choices. Oh goodness, let's hear what this little shitwit's gonna say next. Holy.
I think it's white-centered and individualistic
Oh,
to
good gravy
focus on
babies of
self-love.
Murphy.
That is my hot take. Is that I think that if you uplift the community will uplift you.
You don't know how to uplift a community if you don't know how to uplift you, shitwit. You are part of this community. You are supposed to be in the community, part of the community. You can't learn how to uplift the community without learning how to uplift you. Otherwise, it's a lie, and it's superficial and probably transactional, like you dating for food.
I think that it's completely. I think self-love is just enabling agoraphobia for most people.
What even the fuck is wrong with you? Where do you even get that? Do you understand correlation versus causation? Do you understand how you have a platform with a whole bunch of followers? What you are telling them is damaging and dangerous, and you can cause people to harm themselves behaving like this and demeaning people. Every time these people have said something positive in your chat, you have shat upon them and everything they have said. That shows to me you hate yourself. That shows to me you hate yourself so much that you cannot handle anyone else having any sense of real self-worth beyond the superficial physical look. You can't handle that because you don't have that for yourself. And that's the problem with a lot of you pretty people. That's the problem. You focus so much on your external, your looks, your hair, your that you don't pay attention to the internal. So you are actually quite ugly But when you look in the mirror, you're like, well, I have symmetry of structure, so I'm adorable. And really, you're just disgusting. You're a person that is out here hating yourself, shitting on everybody else so that you can feel better because your narcissistic feed, your vampiric feed, is off of tearing down their pleasure in themselves and their joy in themselves. And so every time they say something that's positive or uplifting, you shit upon them because you're a vampire and you're feeding on their good emotions. I can tell by that gross smirk on your face while you're doing it. You are a really abusive young person, and I think you need to go get some therapy and some self-love because otherwise you will continue to self-abuse, which we will discuss later after I'm done reading you for the filth you're behaving like.
People.
Somebody took stock of his whole inventory and said, yeah, I want him to be part of the party. Join the Fellowship of the Ring, okay?
Self-love is more important than love from a partner. I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Good gravy, babies of mercy. Do you know what a contradiction is? Holy, this is, wow. Wow, you really out here just saying things, just word salad, just word salad, no dressing. Goodness, goodness gravy.
think that like love from a partner is not what people make it out to be. I think that first of all, I love being loved. Like I like dating and like all that kind of stuff. I do think that. I think that you're supposed to like yourself. But here's what I'll say is that I don't think that you should like yourself more than you like your partner. I actually think that you should like invest like a good bit into your partner. I think the reason why men get so like fucking like frustrated with the relationships or whatever it is because their partner invests things into them because they're like community focused and they don't invest anything back into their partner.
Because y'all don't do fucking self-love. That's because you don't look in the mirror. Holy, that is because men do not do the hard work of doing the internal work of going to the mirror and unpacking something other than superficial shit like looks. Because y'all care about getting your dick wet and how cute somebody is or you are or whatever. And you're proving it. It's because y'all won't go to the mirror and actually do the work to unpack the bullshit that makes you say the heinous shit you're getting read for. And it's my understanding this ain't even the first time you said this kind of stupid shit. And it's gonna get worse. Your silly ass is about to say worse. Sir, therapy, yesterday. Goodness gravy, holy.
Because they're not community focused. I think that like naturally being community focused will like lead to a natural investment into your partner. And I don't think it's wrong to be upset when like not to be like that investment doesn't pay off, but like when this thing that you put time into and effort into like doesn't like turn out the way that you wanted it to.
Well, and that is managing the emotions and processing through the situation. And, you know, people come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I do agree that we have to be more community focused. Without our community, we don't survive. We are a social species. We need one another. We can agree on that. At least there's that. At least there's that. Stop clocks right twice a day, yo. Twice a day.
Okay? And then later they were like, ooh, actually, I don't really like him.
You can't love if you love yourself. I think that's white people propaganda. I think it's white people.
Oh my goodness, gravy. I think you. Oh my goodness, gravy. What even the fuck? Psychology is not white people propaganda. Do you know how many like BIPOC people are in psychology? How many of them are the reason why we fucking know the things we know about self-care and things? Do you even read? Because goodness gravy, you're out here giving white people way too much credit. You giving white men credit for being the default and the normal, and now you giving white people credit for all of psychology? I know you're gonna look at me and go, he's a white woman. Get stuck. Chikasha saya. Chitana nanakyo. Holy. Go read a book. a psychology book. Actually, you know what? I'm going to introduce you into to a couple of psychologists here in a moment. Let's finish this absurdity that you're talking. Chitana nanakyo sobuk sobish fala.
Propaganda. I think it's white. I think millennials watch too much Game of Thrones and Pokemon and ended up with some really fucking bad opinions. And like we're talking,
What the actual fuck does Game of Thrones or fucking Pokemon have to do with self-care? I have not said what even the where the fuck the word salad. Word salad, where's the dressing? Is there dressing for this shit? Cause like I don't know, this feels like you threw some rotten spinach and lettuce and shit in a bowl and are expecting us to fucking eat it. Disgusting, sir. Disgusting.
about like right now on the NL broadcast. I think you're allowed to have this bad opinion, but I think it's a dumb opinion and easy to manipulate.
I think you're a dumb opinion.
If you get manipulated, it's your fault. I'm victim blaming.
Oh my God's gravy. Hold on. You can't have just said that. You can't. That didn't. You can't have just said that.
If you get manipulated, it's your fault. I'm victim blaming people who get manipulated. If you're like genuinely, there's so many times where listen. Much love to the.
What even the fuck? See, this is rape culture. You see, I'm always talking to you about rape culture, victim blaming. That's part of rape culture. See, the misogyny, the rape culture, it ties hand in hand. Fucking always. This is rape culture. This man is saying he blames the victim. So that's because he probably manipulates women for sex. See, that's what it tells me. Usually when they do this kind of shit, it's because they do awful shit and they don't want to take accountability or ownership for the bad shit that they do and the guilt and the way that it makes them feel, because guilt is icky. I don't want to have to process it and be a better person. And so they continue to do this kind of shit and be like, well, I'll just victim blame. I'm gonna just victim blame manipulated people. It's their fault because they're dumb. I'm an asshole, but it's your fault I'm an asshole. Get fucked.
The manipulated, but whenever I like run into somebody that's been manipulated and I hear the story, I'm sorry, but every single time they're like, I just felt lonely. Like
we belong to a social species. Social species don't like to be alone or lonely. It's bad for their brains. I feel dumber for having listened to you. And you have a responsibility to your audience to not spread harmful bullshit. This, sir, is harmful bullshit.
It's a version of I was like lonely. And to be honest with you, is that if you are lonely, a lonely person, like you have to figure other shit out. That's not even about like self-love. You can hate yourself and have a lot of friends. Like,
It's a oh my gravy.
You know what I mean? Like you can do that. Like these things are separate from each other. Like it's always like strange to me when people do the thing where they're like I where they think that they have to love themselves first before they integrate into society. You actually don't have to do any of that.
I mean, you don't have to love yourself before you enter into society. Society will help you learn how to love yourself and cheer you on your path, because we're a social species and we need each other. And I already see people in your audience that you're hurting, sir. I already see people in your audience that are consigning themselves to loneliness and misery because of you, because you're just advocating for that. And unfortunately, when people hear things often enough, they tend to believe them. And unfortunately, when people look at creators and stuff that they look up to, they tend to repeat what those people said in their own heads. And now you've got people repeating in their own heads that they're going to be lonely till they die and they deserve it. You suck. You suck.
Like, I love going to the garden club. It's all dudes who are hoping women to be there. The point is that when it comes to like no, I think motherfuckers are just millennial. Like the whole like thing that was like,
what the actual word salad was that?
I'm gonna take care of me, or like don't be friends with your coworkers, or like you can't love others if you don't love yourself. I think like people were telling you to kill yourself. Like I think people were
What even the hell? Where the hell do you go? Self-love means they're telling you to off yourself. What? Equate these things. Do you not understand how words work? Is it the math doesn't math, or do you hate everybody as much as you hate yourself and you just get off on hurting people? Is that what it is? It sounds like that's what it is. It looks like that's what it is. I'm thinking that's probably what it is. You're a miserable little shitwit and you want everybody to be miserable with you because you can't stand to be miserable all by yourself. Goodness gravy. You need to get therapy. Like, you don't have to be. I know I'm being mean, and I am, because you are being mean to people and you're hurting people in your chat, and I don't like that. And you don't have to be like this. You can choose to be better. You can choose to set a better example for your chat, for yourself, and for other men. You do not have to choose to be this shallow, horrible, mean, abusive little prick. That is a choice you are making. You can choose to be otherwise.
telling you to kill yourself when they were saying shit like that. Like they were like isolate yourself more,
Goodness
king.
God's
Like read
gravy.
more, king. Like go hide in the corner, king. Like turn the lights off, king. Like no, motherfuckers, y'all were
What the fuck are you even talking about? Self-love and self-care is not that. What are you even talking about? You are a horrible person. You really do hate yourself and hate anybody loving themselves that much. You can't imagine loving yourself? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Why can't you imagine loving yourself? That's sad. That makes me sad for you. Sad for your fucking audience too, because you're a dick and you're hurting people.
being lied to. Like no, invest time into your friends. Sometimes your friends seeing like worth and value in you will happen before you see it in yourself.
That is true. And investing time in your friends is good as well and leads to self-love, which you just alluded to, shitwit. Go back and listen to yourself. My goodness, gravy. You don't even know what you're saying. You're just talking out your ass. Just word salad, word salad. Worship me. I word salad at you. Oh my gravy. The people y'all platform, I swear to mercy.
When I'm feeling down and out, genuinely, like it is going out and integrating with my community that has helped me, where like people are reminding me that they think that I'm like nice to be around and stuff like that. Sometimes that's what gets me out of the fucking funk. I was legit. It was out over a year listening to that advice. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad advice. It's millennial though. It's like the most millennial advice. Like I know, like that, like it's
What even the fuck? Self-love is what even the fuck is that? Wait, what does that mean? What does that mean? Self-care is millennial advice. What does even that mean? You you are ridiculous, sir. Ridiculous. Heavy on the ridic. Heavy on the ridiculous. Y'all, with the people y'all will uplift, oh my.
it is millennial. Like I'm saying, it's millennial because I remember when they told Zoomers this, and Zoomers like pretty much by and large were like, "Fuck that!" Like, nah, I'm gonna do Hooter shit with my friends. Like, are you kidding me? Like, Zoomers would quit their jobs that like are making them unhappy for their friends. Which I like. I know it's seen like XYZ whatever. I think it's fine. I'm actually supportive of the fucking like Zoomers that do that. The Zoomers that are like, yeah, my boss kind of like looked at me funny, so I quit. Like, hell yeah, Zoomer, get it, Zoomer. Um,
How did this become a generation thing where what is this? This feels like you're going on, I don't understand. You're weird and word salady, and I still haven't seen any dressing. Is there any dressing?
work on yourself while putting yourself out there. Well, I don't. I think just work on community.
Goodness gravy, what even the fuck are you talking about?
I was letting them manipulate me on purpose and ignoring the red flags. Crazy work. No, dude, exactly. First of all, let's talk about the women who fucking journal, bro. The women who goddamn
Are you kidding me? You right into misogyny. If somebody's talking about letting friends manipulate them so that they could um have friends and how that felt, and you're like instantly, yeah, and women journal, let's talk about that. Those women that write things, they're fucking terrible. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Holy. See, this is how we socialize boys to believe that they are superior than girls. You see this? You see this? You're watching this absurdity, are you not? This is disgusting. This is the misogyny that I'm always talking about. This is rape culture. And this is a young man. This is a young man that's supposedly on the left who's spouting some seriously misogynist ass right wing shit. Holy, let's continue, I guess, because he isn't done saying heinous shit.
Journal is that I had to go through a woman's journal the other day, and all that shit was just filled with daily like
Had to? Had to? Um, and you're. Oh my gravy.
times like this man had fucked up, and I'm like, okay, so you knew he was a fuck up, and she was like, I think you're victim blaming right now, and I'm like, I am victim blaming. Yes, yes. You have 10 pages of like every single time this man fucked up. You didn't realize that page 2 he was a fuck up? Like
Dude, I need you to be so for real. For number one, I will put the DV hotline and stuff up. And for those people that this was triggering for, big hugs, big love. We know the truth, and we will educate this little shitwit. I will put the DV hotline and information up, as well as the information for Lundy's book. I do encourage everyone to read Lundy's book. Any survivors of DV that were triggered by this, big hugs to you, big support. We know the truth, and we will educate this little shitwit forthwith. It is not easy to leave a situation, especially one where you are in a long-term relationship or married. Oftentimes your finances are tied, and women are paid less per hour, and etc. Oftentimes with trad wife or trad girlfriend type situations, the women are gaslit into quitting their jobs and being supported by the men, and so they have no money to leave. There are many other situations that will tie women in situations where they are being abused, whether it be psychologically, physically, verbally, or otherwise, or some of the things that you read in this woman's journal that you've decided to shame her for because you have decided that it's her fault some man like you made really disgusting choices to abuse somebody. And you've decided that since you don't want to take accountability for your disgusting behaviors, you're not going to make another man do so. So you're going to put it on the victim, even though it's y'all's choices to do shitty things that fucking hurt people. It takes an average of 8 times to leave a domestic violence situation. And that is because of how this society is set up, in the bullshit, like the shit you just spit out of your mouth, Jason. That victim blaming bullshit, that is why women die and children die at the hands of abusive men. You are perpetuating that. You are why rape culture continues. And if you do not unpack your shit and work on your shit and become a better human, you are going to end up very lonely and deserving of that loneliness. And there are many, many ways other than just loneliness that this can come back and bite you in the ass. Because with this level of unearned privilege and victim blaming and stuff, this will make you feel entitled to do something you might regret. You might end up in prison because you decided that you were entitled to something you aren't entitled to. That is where this sort of talk leads. Look it up. This kind of behavior and speech gets women hurt, gets children hurt. This is not acceptable. This is rape culture, and this makes you disgusting and unworthy of your audience. You are harmful to them. And the fact that people uplift you and men uplift you proves that rape culture is strong. And that none of you want accountability because you're allergic to accountability. Y'all are weak. Weak is what you have shown yourself to be here. Weak, insecure, and self-hating. That's what you are. That's what you're showing yourself to be. Sad, strange little man. All right. Since the shitwit said some shitwit stuff, we're going to need to look at the science. Let's go. Psychology Today. Oh, look. Jason's not Psychology Today. He's not even a psychologist. He's just a shitwit. Let's see. What does Psychology Today say? The power of self-love. Why self-love matters and how to get started. Sounds like psychology thinks you might need some self-love. I wonder why. Let's find out. Key points. Self-love is accepting yourself wholeheartedly, treating yourself with kindness, and prioritizing your health. There are many ways to practice self-love, such as setting boundaries and celebrating your achievements. One boundary you could set is not listening to Jason's Sobish Bala. Self-love is a journey, not a destination. Take time and practice to develop a healthy sense of self-worth. And you should, because you're worth it. You are worth self-love. You love other people in this world so much, and you show love to everyone else. Why are you not worth some of that? You are the only person that's going to be with you from the moment you gain consciousness to the moment you lose consciousness. Why would you not deserve some love from you? Self-love has become a popular concept, but what does it mean to love yourself? And more importantly, how do we put it into practice? Let's explore the concept of self-love and how learning to love yourself can improve your mental health and well-being. Oh, Jason, improve your mental health and well-being? Jason, did you know it improves your health and well-being? Did you forget that part? Did you not? Why didn't you tell your chat the part about it improving health and well-being, though? Well, let's find out. Come on, let's read some more. Let's define it. Maybe that'll help us get there. Let's define it and see if we can help Jason get there. Self-love entails accepting yourself wholeheartedly, treating yourself with kindness and respect, and prioritizing your physical and emotional health. It goes beyond mere actions and extends to your thoughts and feelings about yourself. Because if you don't process your thoughts and feelings, you will turn them into behaviors, intentionally or unintentionally. And if you speak to yourself any kind of way, you will speak to everybody any kind of way. Loving yourself entails maintaining an overall positive outlook about who you are. This doesn't mean that you always feel positive about yourself, as that would be unrealistic. For instance, there may be moments when you feel upset, angry, or disappointed with yourself, and yet you can still love yourself, just as you can still love your child or partner despite occasionally being angry with them. Sometimes the way that we show up and love ourselves is to hold ourselves accountable. We have to say, hey, that was a shitty thing I said. That probably hurt a person. Hey, I said some mean things about Jason D100. That was very rude of me. I'm not sorry, and I'll hold on to that and stand 10 toes down in everything I said. And that wasn't nice of me. I wasn't very nice to Jason. You see how I can be loving to myself by holding myself accountable for not being kind or nice to somebody who is spouting awful, horrible, mean shit to people, and still be honest with myself that it wasn't nice. See? That's a way that you can do some self-love. The importance of self-love. Self-love lays the foundation for assertiveness, establishing boundaries, nurturing healthy relationships, practicing self-care, pursuing personal interests and goals, and feeling pride in one's identity. Without self-love, we're prone to harsh self-criticism and may succumb to people-pleasing tendencies and perfectionism. Both are toxic. We may tolerate mistreatment from others, disregard our own needs and feelings due to a lack of self-worth, and make choices that undermine our best interests. Hey, Jason, remember that moment where you were talking about the person allowing themselves to be manipulated because why? They wanted to feel a connection. You think maybe they didn't have self-love, so they didn't value themselves enough to know that they shouldn't be treated that way? Maybe that's why. Maybe if they had a little more self-love, then maybe they would have known that they deserve to be treated better and wouldn't have allowed that treatment because they're worth more than that. And they would know that. You think? Maybe? Just a little bit. I might just be a little bit right though, right? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's see some examples of self-love. These examples may help you understand self-love better. Self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness, understanding, and empathy, especially during challenging times. Acknowledge that you are human and deserving of love and forgiveness. This is one of the things I'm always saying. Do that thing you do. That thing you do is to stop you from cycling into self-abuse when you make mistakes and things. It's to train your subconscious to recognize when you're being self-abusive and become more proactive in treating yourself well. Because when you treat yourself well and talk to yourself well, you will treat others well and talk to them well. Setting boundaries, recognizing and asserting your needs and communicating them clearly to others. Prioritize your well-being by saying no to things that drain your energy or compromise your values. If you do not see yourself as valuable, you will not set boundaries that protect you or understand that boundary setting is what you do when somebody does something that is uncomfortable or unacceptable to you. Boundaries are how you take care of you and show up with them. It's the natural consequences in order to make sure your mental health stays prioritized. Practicing self-care, engaging in activities that nourish your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. This can include activities like exercising, practicing mindfulness or meditation, getting enough sleep, or enjoying a hobby. All of these things that we need to do as people just to manage ourselves. Jason, do you not manage your self-care? You should manage your self-care, Jason. You're important. You should care for yourself. Celebrating your achievements. Take every W, especially in this society, is my suggestion. Let's read on. Acknowledging and celebrating your accomplishments, no matter how big or small. For example, treat yourself to something you enjoy, reflect on your growth, or share your successes with trusted friends or loved ones. Enjoy your W's. Celebrate them. Learn to validate you. Give yourself that pat on the back that other people aren't giving you, especially you like moms and wives that are married to in cishet relationships. Give you that. Give you those W's, give you those validations and those pats on the back. And the more you do that and the more you build the habit to love yourself and show up for yourself that way, the less you will accept people disrespecting you and mistreating you. Positive self-talk. Yes, let's go. Cultivating a positive inner dialogue and challenging negative self-talk. Replace self-critical thoughts with affirmations and reminders of your strengths, capabilities, and worthiness. I had a friend put a whole lot of sticky notes with all of these wonderful affirmations everywhere. And so I couldn't go anywhere without seeing them. And eventually they sunk in and I started believing them. It's been magnificent. Magnificent, I says. Self-acceptance, embracing your flaws, quirks, and imperfections. Recognize that you are unique and that your worth is not determined by external standards or comparisons to others. And they aren't. Your worth is not measured by how attractive you are or how hot you are, Jason. And you aren't that hot or attractive. It may just be that I'm gay as hell, but like, you're not cute. Seeking support. Recognizing when you need help and reaching out to trusted friends, family members, or professionals. Seeking support is an act of self-love that allows you to receive the care and guidance you deserve. And we have to learn how to accept care and accept compliments and accept love. And this society trains us not to and trains us to brush them off. And so we tend to not give them to ourselves as well and not be able to accept them. And yet we still want to flower other people and shower them with them. And that creates an unfair balance, whether we understand and realize that or not. We are creating an unfair imbalance between us and the people that are trying to compliment us and give us our flowers. So we have to learn to accept our flowers with grace. Embracing self-discovery. Engaging in activities that help you better understand yourself, such as journaling, self-reflection, or therapy. Exploring your interests, values, and passions allows you to align your life with what truly brings you joy and fulfillment. And through therapy and therapy practices and the tools that I've been given, this is true. I have been able to discover who I am and what is meaningful to me. I'm able to show up for myself, not only in validating me when I do well, but also holding myself accountable and facing the mirror and looking at those biases. And if I get defensive about something, not going, but, instead going, hey, why did that trigger me like that? What bias is that? How did that get there? Is that a valid thing for me to feel defensive about? And I start asking myself questions instead of lashing out and asking other people questions or battling back and forth. I actually had this happen in a chat the other night, a place that I like to be. I became defensive about my history and my culture, and I let my passion run away with my sense, and I had to reel it back in and take ownership of that and hold myself accountable. And that was an act of self-love, to give myself that moment to say, hey, no, you were wrong. You need to own that, and own that with them. Owning that with them and with myself was an act of both community love with them, showing them that I love them enough to admit when I've made a mistake, and also love of myself in showing myself that I love me enough to own when I've made a mistake. All right, this I think is an important one. And I think this is a lot of the training that is in many of us about self-love and self-care, is that we are told that it is somehow selfish or narcissistic. Let's read on. One common barrier to embracing self-love is the fear that it might resemble narcissism or selfishness. When psychologists and therapists advocate for self-love, they aren't advocating for self-aggrandizement or superiority over others. Narcissists believe they are superior, refuse to acknowledge their flaws or take responsibility for their mistakes, and constantly seek external validation and recognition. They lack empathy for others. They victim blame and shame others when they abuse them. In contrast, people who genuinely love themselves recognize their flaws, acknowledge their mistakes, and accept and care for themselves despite their imperfections. Self-love does not hinder caring for others. It merely allows individuals to extend the same kindness to themselves. And it allows for others to balance the relationships they're in by not only forcing others to receive, but being graceful when others are giving and be able to receive with grace. Other barriers to self-love. Practicing self love is hard for many of us, and you may relate to some of these barriers, especially because the society and the patriarchs that love to stick their hands right up our asses, they really, really don't want us to love ourselves, because if we love ourselves, we will not continue the abuse cycle they need us to continue in order for them to keep putting their hands up our asses in the warm, squishy place. Perfectionism. If I can't do it perfectly, there's no point in trying. This belief sets unrealistically high standards, making it difficult to accept oneself as imperfect and undermining self love. This also prevents people from having experiences or trying new things in a lot of ways. I hear a lot of people, as an artist, I sculpt and paint. I hear a lot of people saying they could never do that, they aren't that creative, and etc. Those saying those kinds of things to yourself, you will believe them, and then you won't try. And everyone is creative. We are a very creative social species. You may not be creative in painting or sculpting. You may be creative with words. You may be creative with sand. You may be creative with the way you set up a garden. People are creative in different ways. Do not limit yourself. This world is your oyster. Open it up and see what's in there. Self-criticism. I'm not good enough. I'll never measure up to others. Constantly comparing oneself to others and focusing on perceived shortcomings can create a negative self image and a belief that one doesn't deserve love. This is one of the things that I used to do severely, self criticize. I didn't put that there on my own. I didn't get there on my own, and having to unpack that and learn why I was so critical of myself and had so much self hate was painful and challenging. And I was worth every minute of that work, and you are worth every minute of that work. Guilt and self sacrifice. Taking care of myself is selfish. I should always put others' needs first. This belief prioritizes the needs of others to the point of neglecting personal well being, leading to burnout and lack of self care. It can get really severe. I had a lot of that issue leaving my trad marriage. Being a trad wife is hard, and it never ends well. Almost never ends well, particularly for the wife. And I put them above everything. I put them above me. And so when I didn't have them to take care of, I really didn't know how to take care of me. And I did collapse a bit under that. I really had to learn I had to learn that I did hate myself and how to unpack that and stop hating myself, figure out why I hated me, what was there to hate, and work on learning to care for me and see value in caring for me. And I wanted my offspring to be able to be proud of me. And so that's one of the reasons why I have put forth so much work. It began there, and it ended up being that actually all of us are worth that. And this society denies us that deliberately so that it can cause us to self abuse in all of the ways that I used to self abuse. And that was horrible. It felt horrible for me, and I was not always good to be around. And I did not deserve that, nor did the people around me deserve to have such an emotionally immature, self hating individual. I wasn't the worst in the world, and I was a challenge to deal with when I hated myself that much. And admitting that and being able to say that without criticism and just as a description of a fact, that is sort of magical now. I don't feel guilty or shameful. I feel as though I've finally been able to open the door and air the room and give myself the care and love that I actually needed. I'm no longer stifled and stunted and hated within my body and mind. Now I enjoy myself. I enjoy when I'm by myself. I don't hate me anymore. And you, if you are feeling these types of feelings where you are hating yourself and you don't know why, take the time, give yourself the time to unpack that. I pretty much almost guarantee you that some abusive asshole put that shit in your head and you started repeating it because you heard it so often and you just started believing it, and it's not true. So, do yourself the favor and go sweep that room and get rid of that fucking person's voice. I don't know what rug it's under. They left one of those annoying cards that you open up and it sings forever in there saying that stupid shit to you. You gotta clean that room out. You gotta open the windows, the doors, clean that room out, get rid of that fucking bullshit card. Be careful though, when you destroy it, they spew glitter everywhere, I've heard. Fear of judgment. What will others think of me if I prioritize my own needs? The fear of being judged or seen as selfish can prevent individuals from engaging in self love practices, as they may prioritize external validation over their well being. We are a social species. We want each other and need each other. And this society has trained us to look externally more often than internally, and then shame us for wanting that validation externally. It is very important to learn to validate ourselves internally and then to take the external validation with grace. There is a very, very strange sort of dynamic that happens in some people's minds where validation is concerned. And if we are not doing something that is deemed capitalistically productive or a direct assistance to someone around us or something, we will take it upon ourselves to feel as though we are failing and we are awful, terrible people, and everybody's going to know and everybody's going to hate us because we took a hot bath instead of planting lilies for the neighbor like we promised. The fear of being judged is something put into our minds by the society. It's a gaslighting and manipulation in order to make us not do self-care. Because if we did self-love and self-care regularly, we would no longer participate in the self-abuse practices that the society requires us to, particularly the patriarchs, so they can continue to take our money and get richer and richer and richer while they destroy the very earth we live on and send ice into our streets to kidnap our neighbors. Oh, yeah, that's the patriarchs. Yeah, yeah, it's white supremacy. They know what they're doing. Of course, they're behind it. Go check the books. Check who is donating what to whom. Internalized negativity. I don't deserve happiness or self care. I'm not worthy of love. This deeply ingrained belief can stem from past experiences or negative messages received from others, leading to a lack of self-worth and difficulty practicing self-love. There are so many reasons to prioritize self-love and why self-love is important that I am not only going to include just this article, I am going to include this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, all in the description box. I am also going to include this video in case, you need to hear it from somebody in live person, like a doctor. Dr. Tracy Marks is amazing. I am also going to include this video because he's a man. And, men are homosocial as shit, and you only want to hear it from a man. So I will include these resources for you. I do encourage you to look at the resources. I always include resources. I find it very important for you to have all of the tools that you need, and I will give you as many as I can. I am not a mental health professional. I am just a person out here trying to get you to go find a mental health professional. Go find one. They're good for you. They'll treat you really well, and they will help you figure out why you're messed up and help you fix it. You want to fix it, go fix it. Anyway, I'm not a mental health professional. I am just somebody who's been through a lot of therapy, and I am out here showing you what I see in the world and how we can remedy some of it so that we, can live in a better world, because right now this one kind of sucks butts. And I blame men. I do. Men are why it sucks butts. You are, though. But you are, though. I mean, Jason proves it. Y'all saw the same video I did. He proves it. I'm just saying. That's your best. That's your best, y'all. Well, your best is why I left the left. I'm an intersectional feminist, secular humanist lollipop now. Okay? There's the lollipop right there. Never forget my lollipop. I'm saying. All right, therapy. Therapy. What situation or person is guaranteed to exhaust you every time? Red team chat and red team comments and other people that shall not be named today here that I know who they are. They know who they are. Okay. What energizes you and brings you back to a great or at least manageable mood again? Saturdays with Purple Team. Saturdays with Purple Team. Oh, wait, these aren't the right therapies. Okay, my bad. Hang on. Oh, shit. Okay, my bad. I already answered those last week. This week's are. Okay. This week's therapy prompts are. That I have to answer. I have to answer this one. Life is full of mysteries. What are the latest you have faced that feel a little like bullshit? I refrain from answering that. I'm going to refrain from answering that. They are personal. They feel a lot like bullshit, and I am going to refrain from giving you my answer. But I did do the therapy prompt, and I do have my answer, and I do recommend you do the same for yourself. It was enlightening. Next, what hasn't turned out as planned this week, but was actually just what you needed? I actually did not plan to record this late. I planned to record earlier, and I happened to see some friends in my Discord just hanging out, and I went in there and unplanned we watched we had like a little group therapy thing where we just got together and talked, and we watched Doom Patrol together, and it was so good. I needed it. I needed it so much. It was wonderful. It was so wonderful. All right. Next week. Next week's prompts. In what parts of your life are you exhausted from faking it and ready to come clean, no matter what others say or think? Well, I'll just give you this one for a freebie and give you two more because I don't fake shit. I don't even autistic mask anymore. I am just me. I just don't do that shit anymore. I can't. It's not good for my mental health. So there's your freebie. You get a bonus this week. All right, here we go. Next week's prompts, the ones I will answer next week and that you should be thinking about and working on. These are for you and me. I am setting the example I need to see, though, by doing them for you. Let's go. Or doing them with you. Wrong verbiage there, sorry. What words do you feel like you say on repeat because no one fucking listens? Is it time to raise the volume, or is it more fun to watch them amble around like idiots? In what areas of your life do you have everyone fooled, thinking you have your shit together? Okay, those will be fun. I will answer those next week. Now, y'all. So, I like food. I know we've discussed it before, but it hasn't changed. I still like food, and I do a lot of emotional labors. So many emotional labors, though. I do them because I loves y'all. I really, okay, some of y'all. I love some of y'all, and I really want that those people to have a better world to live in and to have, decent men to model after and see modeled and, the whole shebang bang. Anyway, food. I do emotional labor. And, well, I want to eat food. Will you Click, will you scan that thing? It's up there. Is over there, right there. Scan it and put dollars in there. If you put dollars in there, I can buy food. It's a food dollars in there, okay? If you can, please and thank you. Now, over there, you can buy things. I have the Ice Melts Democracy. I got the Never the Incel. I got the Fluff You Friends. Come on, those are fun friends. Got stickers, shirts, all the things. And hey, show up. Thank a protester out there that you still have rights. By the way, a thing that I need to say. We have all forgotten that freedom is not free, and we have gotten accustomed to other people upholding our freedom. And we need to start standing up for ourselves and letting those people know that we appreciate them and we are grateful for them, and that we will do some of the work now. So, stand up, thank a protester, do something good for your community. Really, the thing that will win this is doing something good for your community. Get out there. We have to be more community oriented. I don't know. Start a block party, grow a garden, do something. Become one with your community. Become strong because we save us. Okay, do that thing you do. That thing you do. Every time you say a bad thing about you, you say two good things about you. Every single time. When you get the habit of this, it's like magic, and you will start talking better to other people as well. When you treat you better, you treat others better. I will see y'all next week. I hope that most of you have the bestest day. I hope that some of you have an okay day. And I hope that some of you have a pebble on every left sock and every right shoe from now till forever. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, bye. See you later. Oh, wait. I forgot. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. I forgot. I almost forgot. I have to celebrate you in the most absurd way imaginable. Celebrations for you in the most absurd way imaginable. Okay, now for real. For real. Some of you. The ice of you. A pebble. Every left sock, every right shoe. Now to forever. Okay. Okay, fuck you, Ice. Ice melts democracy. The rest of you, I see you later. Loves you so much. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Okay, bye.